Cup, come spend some time. I know it's early, the start of a new day. No need to worry, it's Local Cafe. Rise and shine, baby, wake and bake. Clear out your mind, baby, just take a break. Local Cafe.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest show in all the entire Local Live universe. You're watching Local Cafe. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have a new webcam. The Facecam Pro came in yesterday. It is definitely interesting. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. A lot of different backgrounds. A lot of different, like, following me as I go left and right. The creepiest thing is it's like I'm constantly looking at it. So wherever I'm looking, it creates like an AI of my ears. It's super weird. But as you guys know, I'm not here alone. I got my co-host, Miss Beans, with me. Miss Beans, how are you doing today, ma'am?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. How about you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. Elias, welcome to Band World. Appreciate you, Elias. That's beautiful. So how was your day yesterday after the show? Everything go good?
Yeah, everything went fine. I did some in real life work stuff. And then watched the shows, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Grimm had another episode of Test. It was actually very fruitful. There was a lot more people coming in and talking about their ideas, which I really appreciated.
That's awesome. That's really good. Oh man, so is it the Cafe Bustelo again this morning?
Yes, sir. I still need to order different coffees so I can try them out and have like a little review session here on Local Cafe.
Yeah. Again, I recommend the Bones Coffee, the variety pack. You know, you get like 4 or 5 different flavors. You get enough for probably like, 2 pots of coffee. So that way you can really try it. You can get the whole bean or the ground already. We're a whole bean household because we do our own grinding. But, what do I have in the cup today? Yes, it's the same cup. I love my cup. Don't judge me in my cup.
I'm going to stick your face on that cup.
Hey.
Giant sticker of Ken.
Hey, bam. Nah, so Costco has a blend with Starbucks called House Blend. And it is a Kirkland brand, but it is made by Starbucks. It's pretty good, I have to say. But I have to give Tim Hortons all the credit. They're roughly about the same price. Tim Hortons is just way better. Just being honest with you. Tim Hortons is legit, so... Crazy Void, the Judge Ken cup. Yeah, that was going to be the cup for Judge Ken, but, Also, people didn't believe me when I said I had big hands yesterday in the Discord. So, I had to take a sheet of paper and put my hand on it and take a picture. And it was whatever. I don't know.
Where did you put that? Was that in the Discord? And
that was in main chat. Yeah, that was in main chat. Yeah, so... And then they said, that's not a sheet of paper. That's a note card. You got tiny hands, whatever. So I went and grabbed a Deer Park water bottle. That was the 16 ounce. And I took a picture. And I took a picture of me holding the 16 ounce, which you could like barely see, right? And they were just like, oh my God. So whatever.
I'm surprised nobody told you, like, if your hand is bigger than your face, and then they'll usually say something silly like, you're gonna have bad luck or something, and then once you do it, they like smack your own face to your hand to your face.
I got a big head or big face. guys. They got a big face. I don't know. Anyways, enough of that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in there. Thank you for joining us on this fine February 5th. We got some news to cover today. Nice news.
Sure.
Before we continue, I do want to say, I think his name's Big Meek or something. The guy that was in there yesterday talking about the local sports show. He wanted to do like a sports show, and he said he wanted me to be on there with him because I showed him my jersey collection. I know about like basketball and all that. I was thinking in my head, what if we had like segments, like a real news channel, and like say we have like a 4 or 5 little like video to like bring in the segment, like weather, sports, the Boomer Report as I had before. I think it'd be kind of cool just to kind of mix it up a little bit, just nice little dun 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 dun, the Boomer Report, and then I go and talk about old people and technology. You know what I mean? Just something like that. Just running ideas. Chat. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like the segment idea, or you let me know, guys. You let.
Nico is in chat. He said Skabidi.
Ski BD, Nico. It's Ski BD. Get it right, sir. I don't know how I feel about this camera. It is, it's something. I feel like I'm flipped. Like I should be the other direction. Eric Brady with the 199. Skibbity. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for that. I don't know, man. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit. Get it right. They have a coffee shop background where it's like coffee and there's like little like animations and all that, right? So the problem is, whenever I guess it's called virtual camera, whenever I go to virtual camera, it flips. So coffee is like backward. It's like FF or EEFFOC, and it's like reverse. I don't know how the fans would like it, but Sunshinery, love it, Ken, happy to help. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the Boomer Report lives, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we have somebody in chat saying, got Beans out here looking like she's dressed up to join Gryffindor. I'm offended. I'm a Hufflepuff, sir.
Harry Potter needs Jesus. That's all I have to say.
Speaking of cameras, I actually have 2 cameras.
Ooh.
But I'm not sure what they look like or what the people prefer. So I have the Brio 300 over here. But I also have my old camera over here. But the colors get a little bit off. And I have my main light source on the other camera, and then I just have like a little lamp over here.
Okay.
I think the Brio looks a little bit better, so I'm gonna keep it like that for right now.
Beautiful. We love our Brios here at Locale Cafe. What is... So, no, I'm thinking of Bravia. I'm an idiot. Sorry, chat. This ain't Locale Tech. I'm not talking about Sony televisions. I'm sorry. Let's get into the news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the news. Miss Beans, you want to kick us off in the Daily Espresso?
Yes, sir. So again, we're going to be talking about the Big Bear Eagles, Jackie and Shadow. Today is February 5th, 2025. It's going to be 28 days until Hatch Day.
I want the chat to pay attention to something. Viewership goes up every day as if we're getting closer and closer to Hatch Day. So, Sunshinery, I love my Harry Potter Ken. My wife does too. In her office, y'all have no idea the amount of shelves I had to hang up. I had to hang up the flags. I had to hang up the plushies. All those things, but I digress. So, the Big Bear Bald Eagle, ladies and gentlemen. We love nature here at the Locale Cafe. So, hold 9,000 concurrent viewers. They even have a little thing. Did you know you need to create a YouTube channel to start chatting? Yes, I have one. Wow, 13,000 votes, and they're about at 50-50. That's wild. But anyways, I digress. It's going to be awesome. We have 28 days. Hemi with the $11.99. Appreciate you, Boomer. Lots of fun. Hemi's the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. We love Hemi here at Locale Cafe. Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated.
I mean, only 28 days until Hatch Day. basically these eggs are on a tighter countdown than most people's diets after New Year's.
Got to lose those pounds, ladies and gentlemen. The boss is here. What's going on, sir?
Good morning. I need t-shirt ideas for Locale Cafe. So there is going to be like a forever t-shirt that's going to be up in the store with the logo and whatnot, right? But then there's going to be like a 1-day drop of the Bean shirt, 1-day drop of the Ken shirt. So whatever you want it to do, whatever you want it to say, let me know ASAP Rocky today at some point.
Will do, sir. Thank you. You hit it here, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are members in the Discord, and if you're not a member yet, go ahead now, grab that $10 a month membership. It is totally worth it. Miss Beans can tell you she's constantly in VC. CJ Cart 3R with the gifted 5 members. We appreciate you guys. If you got gifted a membership, please make sure to thank Mr. CJ Cart. That's a legend for us. But again, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Crazy Void is in chat saying a beans hoodie. I mean, I would like to be a cozy little bean. I love hoodies.
Twiggy Ken looking gentlemanly as always. I appreciate you, bro. Believe it or not, before we get into this real quick, this was a club shirt. So I take this jacket off.
Club shirt?
See how it shines? See how it shines? I'm a shiny Ken, guys. I'm a shiny Ken.
You look like you're gonna start doing Magic Ken or something.
Ooh. Nah, but for real,
Maybe to
guys.
surprise your wife on Valentine's Day.
Ayo. But yeah, so guys, check it out. Boogie loves the shirt. 666 Rider 666. Yeah, he probably does love this shirt. Nice and smooth. But anyways, guys, if you're not a member, get in that Discord. Help us. We're going to talk about t-shirt ideas, so you guys can help us out, have some input. That'd be beautiful. I'm a mod in there, so I go in there and handle business with the other moderators. We keep it safe, keep it chilling. We love it.
Always on business. Speaking of business, we're gonna go into the daily horoscope for today, February 5th. So Aquarians born on February 5th have an intense and magnetic personality. They also have a loner mentality, though they can shine socially. They can be arrogant yet lovable. They have a strong code of behavior and generally have strong religious or spiritual beliefs. They regard personal relationships as highly important, and they often learn a great deal about themselves from friendship. So if you're an Aquarius, please let us know if that is true.
Crazy Voice said to ask you about VC last night.
Last night. Oh, you mean how my eyeballs were assaulted in VC last night? Because I just hopped in because I like to have stuff in the background noise while I'm doing timestamps for rewind, or I just want to chill. Lately I've been highly addicted to Hello Kitty Island Adventure, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Don't judge me if you see that I'm playing 24/7. But yeah, I went into VC last night, and all I see is a blinding array of white, shirtless men.
Okay. In VC.
Now, I'm not saying that they're all, of white descent, but you know how the Discord is. Most of these people don't touch grass.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody's just hella pale. So I see Twiggy, King Scott, Humphrey, which was very surprising because Humphrey is a very gentlemanly man, as the person who was in chat said earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not expect that. So if you're not in the VC or in the Discord, hop to it because I wish I had my hop to it cup. But hop to it because
Like you said, hot to a cup.
I
don't have my hot to a cup, Beans. God, didn't say it.
Is there one? Because I need to expand my collection. I need crazy cups to show the viewers. If I'm not going to be very creative with my coffee choice, I think I need to balance that out with like crazy cups.
Twiggy in chat saying it was a learning experience for us. So was Twiggy one of those pale white men that were shirtless?
One of the worst ones.
Beautiful.
Because I don't know if you've seen Twiggy with clothes, but he is a small, delicate little man.
Twiggy is a beautiful man. You need to leave him alone, Beans. He is a beautiful man. Oh, that's an adorable little cup.
Yeah, it's a little teacup.
Oh, it looks almost like China.
Kind of.
There we go.
There's like this delicate pattern here at the top of the rim.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mom decided to steal all the coffee, so I had barely half a cup in here.
Terrible. What I would love to do, actually, before we get back into this, is actually do the show, but have my set up in the kitchen with my coffee bar behind me. But I know that would piss my wife off, so I can't do that.
Why would that piss her off?
Because if she needs to go into the kitchen, she doesn't want to go on camera. And,
that is very true.
I can't click on and click off. You know what I mean? I can't be doing that. But anyways, guys, we digress. Let's get back into this espresso, Miss Beans.
Yes, sir. So we're going to move on to this day in history. So in this day in history, in 1883, the Southern Pacific Railroad completes its transcontinental sunset route from New Orleans to California, consolidating its dominance over rail traffic to the Pacific. So fun fact, actually, if you don't know, Florida actually got its start from being one of the main states that had trains and railroads and things of that nature.
Really?
If you ever been to the University of Tampa, that was actually it was a train station.
Nice.
It was a train station mixed with a hotel, and everybody would go there. It was like a destination sort of paradise for a lot of people, especially with the weather here in Florida. Can't imagine how it was back in the day. But yeah, it used to be a train station, and now it's a university. And if you go, there is a museum that you can walk through, and the architecture is just lovely. So now we're going to move on to the 1900s. The United States and the United Kingdom signed treaty for Panama Canal.
Isn't that a historical event?
That is. I believe Trump is trying to do something with the Panama Canal nowadays. Maybe we'll talk about that.
We may get into
Let's
that.
see in the docket. So in 2003, the U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell appeared before the United Nations Security Council to present evidence that Iraq possessed prescribed weapons of mass destruction and posed an immediate threat danger.
I remember that.
You do?
Yep. And, 3 years later, I was in the Army. There's a whole big thing about me in the Army, though. It wasn't a lot. We'll go into that later. It's some stuff going on in my head of events that happened that led me into that, but nothing illegal or anything like that. Just some personal, emotional things. But that's another story for another day. But real quick, going back to the railroads, people underestimate how valuable the railroad system was back in the day with like the steam engines and all that. It was literally what transported a lot of things back and forth. That led to gangs that would hop on rail, like on the train gang or whatever you want to call it. Like they'd hop on trains and go around, grifters and all that. It was interesting. Interesting stuff back then.
Yeah, definitely. Railroads and truckers are just basically the
backbone,
the core of our society and economy. So now we're going to go into Valentine Day countdown. So February 14th is 9 days away. Now we're getting closer. It's getting a little tight here. So some Valentine Day ideas is create your own wine, cheese, and meat tasting menu. How do you feel about that, Ken?
I got all the meat and cheese that my wife needs.
I guess that nothing says romance like impressing your partner by saying charcuterie, right?
Straight up. I got this charcuterie board, baby. Let's munch and crunch.
Munch and crunch and Netflix and chill, I guess.
Hey.
So an idea for a gift is a silk pillowcase. It says here, gentlemen, I promise you this is a slam dunk gift to add to your basket, which is very true.
Can I add something to that?
Mm-hmm.
So with my wife being Mexican and black, her hair is very ethnic. Very ethnic. So she has to wear like the caps to sleep, right? It has certain like materials. You probably know what I'm talking about. Has certain materials because her hair is like super, super, super curly. Like it's hard for me to like put my fingers like up and through there. And it's not because, because when she does hair treatment, it's hours of hair treatment, like the natural stuff, the buying, the products and all that. It's just wild, man. And my brother-in-law, her brother, got her a hoodie with like a silk thing that goes on, and she was so happy over the silk lining for the hoodie. I couldn't comprehend it because obviously I'm Greek, right? I'm balding as it is, so my hair's not going to be here that much longer. But I'm happy for her. So,
well, I completely understand, and I do the exact same thing. I have hundreds of products that I put into my hair.
Yep.
I'm trying to reduce that just a little bit. But it takes a long time to get curly hair the way that you want it to, and it doesn't really go the way you want it to all the time. And I have a bonnet too, and I hate wearing it around Grim because I feel like I'm a little grandma. But he says that it's probably the cutest thing that I do. And
it's adorable.
Like, okay,
it's
weird.
Adorable. I can speak for him when my wife does it. It's super adorable.
Well, yeah, so I understand where she's coming from, and if anybody can find me that hoodie, please send me a link because
I'll send you a link. I got all this stuff. I'll send you a link. That way you can check it out.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Ken. So again, plan a scavenger hunt for your sweetheart, leaving trail of little gifts and hints leading them to your arms. Sounds cute.
That is pretty cool. So I'm not that creative. I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I don't know. When it comes to creativity, it's yeah. Go ahead.
I think you're lying there, Ken, because literally yesterday you said that you were gonna do like this extravagant, all planned out proposal with little tiny date things. I think that's way more creative than this thing.
I mean, kind of, sort of, because I have the locations already there. I just have to travel to them and record myself and say, what she meant to me when we were there, what I was thinking, where we were at in our relationship and how we were progressing. You know what I mean? To create like the video. Like, to me, that's a lot easier than a scavenger hunt because it's like, what do you want her to find? I don't know, Beans. I don't know.
True. Well, I think a lot of people are waiting and itching for the Tiank fact of the day.
Tiank. She said it. Ladies and gentlemen, she said Tiank. This is for Joel the tank guy. The Tiank fact of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The first tracked armor vehicle was improvised in July 1915 in Britain by mounting an armored car body on a Killian Strait tractor. Almost like the Killdozer. The vehicle was constructed by the Armored Car Division of the Royal Navy Air Service, whose ideas, backed by the First Lord of Admiralty, I can't say that word, Winston Churchill, resulted in the formation of the Admiralty Landships Committee.
A very interesting tank fact.
I can't spell, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I can't with Ken is empty. Docket team, what are you doing? I can't with Ken is empty. I can't have it when I have sections of the docket that are empty.
Well, the first I can't with Ken today, I guess, is going to be don't leave the docket empty.
Straight up. Nah, I love docket team knows I love them. Docket team makes this job so easy, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you.
That is straight facts because I don't know, they're just on top of it. I think yesterday we had like 24 pages just in the world news section, and I didn't even know what to pick for our conversation topics.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into Brood for Your Brain, useless facts now. Animals can experience time differently from humans. To smaller animals, the world around them moves more slowly compared to humans. Salamanders and lizards, for example, experience time more slowly than cats and dogs. This is because perception of time depends on how quickly the brain can process incoming information.
So a cool thing is I was told that I guess animals really have no perception of time, like you were saying. So say my cat, dead score with the 5 gifted members. Thank you. Appreciate you on that. Guys, make sure you thank Mr. Dead Score for those memberships. And for half the price of a regular Cash Cow membership, you can upgrade to Cash Cow for only $5 now. And come check out our lively Discord that never sleeps. The Discord literally never sleeps. So appreciate you, Dead Score. Thank you, sir. So like if you have a pet and you leave them in the bedroom and you close the door and you open the door instantly, it's the same as, like 5 minutes. Obviously, if you do it for a much longer period of time, obviously, the perception of the animal brain is a little different, but they have a different set of time than we do as human beings. It's really fascinating.
I can't imagine what it's like for a frog, because frogs have very smooth brains. Kind of like most people. I'm just kidding.
Ribbit.
So let's get into some breakfast talk. Are you like a sweet or savory type of breakfast person?
Savory.
Savory? So you like the sausages, you like the eggs, you like things of that nature?
Give me the sausage boogie. I like sausage. Just kidding. So normally, for breakfast, I make breakfast in the mornings because my wife has to be at work. She works from home, but she has meetings normally and all that. So this morning I made some potatoes, salt, pepper, garlic, and butter. Do my thing. Panned up some bacon for her. She's a bacon kind of person. I made some spicy sausage for me and then some eggs. I put hers in a burrito. She's a burrito gal. I put mine in a bowl because I'm a bowl guy. So, that's normally a decent breakfast, a quick breakfast for us. What about you, Miss Beans?
I don't know. It just depends on what my mood is for that day. Sometimes I like a big stack of pancakes. Other days I want like a good omelet. I know you don't like omelets because you mentioned that yesterday. You don't like the eggs with the vegetables or the cheeses
I like my eggs separate. I don't know what it is. I just like my eggs separate. I don't know. Just forget about me. I digress. Go ahead, Beans.
Let's get into some world news. So we're going to first get into some American news. China hits back at Donald Trump with tariffs on the U.S. So China has announced tariffs on a swath of U.S. imports and opened an antitrust probe into Google in retaliation against Donald Trump's new tariffs.
That is wild. So,
that is wild.
Beijing's new tariffs target about $14 billion worth of goods. Citigroup analysts said less than 10% of total imports from the U.S. in 2023, the last year for which there was full data. So this is what I was kind of saying yesterday. Have you ever had hold on, Nico. Have you ever had egg on a burger? First, when I saw your name, Nico, I was thinking of the Mavs GM, and I was going to thank you for that trade for Luka Doncic, but, whatever. I have had egg on a burger, right? I understand the richness it gives. The yolk gives the burger. I get it. But I'm not going to go out and seek it. If it's given to me, yes, I'll eat it. But I'm not going to be like, oh, damn, I needed my egg on a burger. Not really me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think also because I don't like eating messy in front of people. I barely liked eating in front of people in general. But just imagining eating something, like taking a big old bite of that burger and then like the yolk just running everywhere and getting messy, I have an aversion to that.
Also have a beard, Beans. So imagine yolk just mixed into this beard. It wouldn't go well, Beans. It wouldn't go well.
You should probably talk to Grim, because I'm pretty sure he has a bigger beard than you, and he loves when there's food in there. He just like leaves it for later, and he goes like, you know?
See, that's the thing, though. He likes it, but do you like it?
Moving on, Trump claims Palestinians have no alternative but to leave Gaza during his Oval Office meeting with Netanyahu.
All right, we have a video clip from the C-SPAN that we can check out.
Sofía llegó a su límite.
There is a ad on the video, but can we skip? Yeah, it's good. Beautiful. So 9:50. All right, guys, let's check this out and see what Mr. President has to say.
I said, don't buy it. If you buy it, you're not doing any business with the United States. And Hamas was not being funded. Hezbollah was not being funded. Nobody was being funded. There would never have been an October 7th. 2 weeks ago, I once again designated the Houthis as a terrorist organization. They're trying to destroy world shipping lanes, and that's not going to happen. And over the weekend, I ordered airstrikes against senior ISIS leaders hiding in the caves of Somalia and took them out. Here in America, we've begun the process of deporting foreign terrorists, jihadists, and Hamas sympathizers from our soil, just as we have people that are extremely evil, and we're sending them out of our country. They came from jails. They came from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they were dumped into our country. They're gang members. We're getting them out at numbers that nobody can actually believe.
Yeah, so, as we all know, Mr. Trump, or President Trump, real quick, Joe 257, you guys are the best part of my workday, and now my coworker listens to you too. We appreciate that. Thank you, Joe. And welcome to the coworker. I know this is a different vibe than the rest of the LCU, but you want to wake up with a chill, calming, relaxed morning. You know what I mean? So we can catch you up on the world events, drink some coffee with us, and enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. So
it says here that Palestinians had no alternative but to leave their homes in Gaza, and later said that the U.S. could take control of the Strip.
So we're going to be sending military to Gaza, which is ground zero right now for pretty much near the start of the World War III, in my opinion. If that happens and we just go in there whole hog and just say, screw it, it's going to piss off a lot of people, because we all know that we have other countries that we deem as enemies backing the other people we see as enemies in the Gaza area. So, I don't know. Israel is I think it's the number one or number two ally of the United States. So obviously we have to help them out. I'm glad that President Trump is being a little bit diplomatical when going about this. But at the same time, just trying to go in there, he kind of ran on a anti-war campaign, I think. So just go in there whole hog and wanting to just take over the Strip. I don't see that working out too well for being anti-war. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So the main points of the proposal is Trump suggested relocating Gaza's Palestinian residents to neighboring countries, envisions turning Gaza into a tourism and economic hub, calling it, this is an interesting name that he wants to put, Riviera of the Middle East?
Yeah, Riviera.
So the U.S. troops could be deployed if necessary to facilitate the transition. The reactions and opposition, Hamas and Palestinian leaders strongly reject the idea, calling it expulsion of their people. Egypt and Jordan oppose resettling Palestinians into their territories, emphasizing the needs for a Palestinian state. And critics also say forced relocation could violate international law and human rights. The potential consequences could escalate tensions in the region and provoke backlash from Middle Eastern nations. raises questions about U.S. involvement in the Israel-Palestine conflict and legal and logistical challenges that can make the plan unlikely to succeed.
Yeah, so if the president really wants to do this, the question is, on what authority is he going to be doing this? He's trying to pull us all out of, I believe, like the NATO, some form of NATO. He wants to pull us out of. He already pulled us out of numerous like treaties that we were involved with. He's killing the U.S. aid. He's already stopped funding to go overseas, which again, we need to worry about America first. The problem is, if you have situations like this going on in Gaza that is going to really hurt and destroy our allies, we have to act as the United States. So it's going to be a delicate balance. I think I said this yesterday. It's going to be a delicate balance of really what we do. So I just don't know on what authority can he tell all these people to leave the Gaza Strip and go to other countries if the other leaders are saying, no, we're not going to let this happen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, I think Retro Nook in the chat has said it best. No easy decisions in this situation.
There isn't any easy decisions at all. And it's almost like Keem with the arc of one of his co-owners of a show. No matter what decision he made, it was going to piss people off. You know, and just like with Boogie and the cancer arc, no matter what decision he made, it's going to piss people off. So, granted, yes, these are two totally different situations. I'm not saying that. But as a leader, and you make decisions that you know are just going to piss off people, no matter what you do, you have to look at the bigger picture and think what's actually better for the country, the company, however you want to look at it. What is best? What decision can I make for the betterment, you know?
That makes sense. So this is another article from the BBC News. A Palestinian woman tells that she completely rejects any suggestion that people living in Gaza should be removed from the Strip. She states that we will live and die in our homeland, the land of Gaza, she says. We've endured a year and a half of war, death, and destruction. After all we've been through, how could we agree to such a decision?
That's the thing people are forgetting, man. These are people's homes. These are people's livelihoods. These are people's, generations of families have been somewhere, kind of like with my grandmother. Her and my great grandma were in Greece during, World War II, where Mr. Alpha Hotel, we'll leave it there, invaded. And they did what they had to do to survive. And, whenever they migrated here to the United States through Ellis Island, my grandmother never went back. She never went back to Greece one time. And when I was 16 years old, I went to Greece with my godfather. My great grandmother was already there visiting people and all that. And she wanted me to meet, family. And I had never flown before. So my godfather said he would go with me. And it was just breathtaking. But, my grandmother's, siblings that I met miss her. And they hadn't seen her in a very long time. They talk on the phone, or they did talk on the phone, But yeah, it's sad when you have things that happen where you're from that you call home to where you can't go back because of memories that you had, and I kind of feel for the people that live there that aren't involved,
Exactly. One of the toughest things when making these decisions is how it affects the people. So I know this is a terrible thing to relate it to, but if you ever watch The Sopranos, all those men, I love The Sopranos, all those men are Italian, but they have been so far removed from their home country that whenever they go back, they don't even know the language, they don't really know the culture, and I think that's something that a lot of people are scared of. Once you remove somebody from their homeland, sometimes they also remove a part of themselves and a part of their culture, and how are they going to teach that culture, their land, their hometown, and their language to their own children? It's something that could be a very slippery slope when it comes to that. But I do believe we should move on to billionaires versus billionaires. Open AI feud between Elon Musk and Sam Altman faces federal judge.
Mm-hmm.
So, a federal judge weighed in on Tuesday on a long brewing legal feud between billionaires Elon Musk and Sam Altman over AI, the company they co founded, OpenAI, which is the company that they co founded, suggesting she's likely to halt the company's plan to restructure for now. So, Musk is looking to stop the Microsoft backed artificial intelligence AI developer from becoming a for profit company. Very interesting.
It is. Musk, who didn't appear at the hearing Tuesday, was among a handful of co-founders of OpenAI in 2015. He invested $45 million in the startup then, and between then and 2018, his lawyer said. He and Altman had a falling out, which much of their feud publicly playing out online. And then 2023, Musk launched XAI, his own rival to OpenAI, further escalating the tension between them. Musk added XAI as a plaintiff in the case last year. So I know he owns X now, and they have Gronk, it's called.
Yes, I do believe that's what it's called on X, which I didn't know until somebody mentioned to me actually yesterday, I believe.
Yep. So, Miss Billy Joe is beautiful with our thumbnail. She does what she can, but sometimes she has some health challenges and she has to sleep and all that. So I use Gronk to get our thumbnails, it's quick and it's easy and it definitely helps. Obviously, we got a bit to go until we're perfect, right? Especially with the text adding. But AI is crazy, and I tell people all the time. I think Keem was talking about it the other day. They have a computer that is possibly getting information from other dimensions and all that. And I think there was one part or one show he was talking about the AI was literally fighting the people trying to close it or shut it down. The AI kept reversing their kill switches and all that. How far away are we from Terminator? I don't know if you've ever played that game, Detroit Become Human, where you have the androids and they do tasks and you can buy them and all that. I don't know, man. It scares me. And obviously, I'm a boomer. I'm an old man, but I know a lot of people would love to have Judy from the Jetsons. You know what I mean? But the whole idea of that just scares me.
Yeah, being somebody who was born in the 2000s and growing up, I believe a lot of people have seen iRobot with Will Smith. Nobody wants an iRobot. Let's give a little summary of what the iRobot movie is about. So in 2035, a highly intelligent robot fills public service positions throughout the world, operating under 3 rules to keep humans safe. Despite his dark history with robots, Will Smith, the guy that he plays, investigates the alleged S-word, grim yourself, of U.S. robotics founder. So, if you ever seen iRobot, great movie, you should see it. But that's what a lot of people are afraid of, kind of robots, AI taking over, and if that does happen, how do we turn it off? How do we protect humanity? Because as you just said, if a robot or a AI can reverse kill switches, what else can they do?
Yep. So, their brother survived corrected me. It's Rosie from the Jetsons. I thought it was Judy. Zero Dead says, I feel if someone works their butt off and comes out ahead with better product, they deserve to have the monopoly on anything. We all know hard work pays off. I'm 100% with Musk. He also said, but shout out King Cobra. We have Will Smith to save us all. So, iRobot. I've never seen that. I've never seen that movie.
You never seen iRobot?
So this is a weird thing. This is a weird thing about me, right? Weird thing about me. If I don't like an actor, I will not watch their movies. I refuse.
You don't like Will Smith?
Nah. He's not entertaining to me. I know I'm weird, but one person I hate the most is Christian Bale. I cannot stand that dude. So I haven't seen any of those movies he's done. The only good movie, in my opinion, he did was American Psycho. I will give him American Psycho. He did phenomenal. But,
really?
Yeah, I love that movie. And when he was with Russell Crowe in 3:10 to Yuma, He was a good supporting actor. Phenomenal supporting actor. Russell Crowe, obviously, with the main stage. But, you know, Tom Cruise, I hate Tom Cruise. Haven't seen any of his movies. Although, Taps, I believe it was 1988 or 89 when he was in Taps. That was a good movie. But, you know, I'm weird. My favorite director is Quentin Tarantino. I think no one could ever touch him.
The Foot guy? Is that why you were with Foot Girl on this channel?
Beans are fired.
Oh, I'll pack my things. I'm sorry.
Ha ha, dude.
He's an
Welcome
interesting one.
Ha ha, dude. Welcome to Cash Cow. We appreciate you. Yeah. So, Miss Hayes wanted to try to come back into the community, and you know, we were like, yeah, why not try out? Screw it. But all that's in the past now, Miss Beans, because you're stuck with me. We appreciate you. Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to my taste in things. I think Pulp Fiction is the greatest movie ever made. Nothing will ever touch it. There have been many actors, many directors that have said Pulp Fiction changed the game for theater, for cinema, for years and years to come, and it'll never be touched. Nothing will ever touch that movie, in my opinion.
I know we're getting on a tiny tangent, and
Sorry.
we'll get into the world news briefly, but I do understand where you're coming from, because looking at Grimm, he's very energetic, he's very comedic. Sometimes his humor could be a little, I don't want to say immature, because that sounds very harsh, but I think you know where I'm trying to get here. He absolutely hates Jim Carrey. He will not watch any movie with Jim Carrey in it. He thinks that Jim Carrey probably tries too hard, or that his humor is not the best, and he doesn't like how he contortions his face for humor. So I understand where you're coming from when you say you don't like an actor, so you refuse to watch any of their shows or movies and things of that nature.
Seek said we can no longer be friends because he thinks Tom Cruise is the GOAT. Well, sir, I will always love you, Seek. Member of our docket team, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody thank Seek for what he does on the docket, along with Smoking and Home Brewing. We got Mr. Zephyrus. We have others. Gino's in there helping us out always. We love you guys. Thank you.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, I believe he's a member of Scientology. As I mentioned before, I do live in Florida, and I believe Clearwater, if you don't know, Clearwater was basically built because of the church of Scientology.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been around that area, and I couldn't believe how ghost town it was. It seemed like, you ever see those movies or shows where they have like the fake like buildings made out of wood?
Yeah.
And like it's not even a full building.
Sets. Yeah, like on set. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if you go to Clearwater, it just looks like a movie set. You barely see people walking around, and if you do, they're probably from Scientology. Yeah, they bought almost every building in Clearwater for their purposes. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe it. It feels very cultish, but apparently they're not considered one to some people.
The real question is, Beans, is the water clear?
In Clearwater? I don't think so, because usually there's a lot of seaweed and stuff in the water.
Sipping the Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen. Sipping the Kool-Aid.
Well, I was just about to say, there's probably something in the water for all those people to believe in Scientology.
Hey.
But speaking about cults and groups and things of that nature, we're going to go on to Elon Musk, because in C-SPAN, there's a clip of Trump announcing the investment into a $500 billion into Stargate.
Alrighty. UK and global news, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to them. Minute and 30 seconds. Let's do it.
Trump relies on Elon Musk to bring back stranded astronauts from space. In a recent event, former U.S. President Donald Trump has called on SpaceX founder Elon Musk to quickly bring back two astronauts, Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, who are stranded on the International Space Station, ISS. They traveled to the ISS on June 5 last year aboard Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. However, due to a helium gas leak and engine malfunctions,
I guess there are a couple of astronauts that are stranded in space. And Trump wants to go rescue them. And when I said it relates to cults and things of that nature, I mean that they're probably going crazy up there. Because I can't even be in a room by myself without going a little crazy. So I can't imagine the vast void of space. So it says here, the 2 astronauts are NASA's Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, who were blasted into space in Boeing Starliner capsule in June, arriving at the International Space Station where they were expected to stay for just 10 days. So just imagine that. You were supposed to be there for 10 days and you're basically stranded for a while. There are people in the chat saying more wasted money. Zero Dead said Stargate is where iRobot is starting, LOL.
That's beautiful. Oh, man. Well, we appreciate more people funneling in. I think we're over 230 concurrent viewers. So, hey, welcome. Welcome in, everyone. Pleasure to have you here and enjoying the morning with us.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to move on to Pennsylvania police investigating heist after 10,000 eggs were stolen, totaling around $40,000.
Bruh.
I mean, eggs are getting pretty expensive nowadays, which is horrible for all of us gym goers. I think eggs is one of the main sources of protein for a lot of people.
The superfood, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So here for the summary, it says Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the theft of 100,000 in organic eggs. Oh, so they're super expensive. They're not even like the regular great value type that I buy.
Are they brown eggs?
Value. Free range.
Hey.
Valued at approximately $40,000 from Pete and Gary's Organics LLC in Greencastle. The incident occurred on Saturday night when thieves broke into a trailer and stole the eggs.
State police.
This theft comes amid rising egg prices, with the national average costing around $4.15 per dozen. That's wild. I wonder
wild.
what they're. I know that eggs are super expensive nowadays, but like, what are they doing? Are they on like each corner of the street? Like, hey, I got some eggs. You want to buy some?
We got these eggs, bro. Man, I got these cheeseburgers. Never mind. I ain't gonna finish that. Quick little 17-second clip. Let's check it out.
State police are investigating a theft of about 100,000 eggs. Police say they responded to Pete and Jerry's Organics in Greencastle, Franklin County on Saturday. They say the eggs, which have a retail value of about $40,000, were taken from the back of a trailer just before 9 Saturday.
That's wild, bro. The back of a trailer. Here's the thing, though. Do you think they were careful not to break any eggs? And at that point, what kind of like movement are you doing? What kind of like, delicacy are you showing while you're trying to run some egg heist? You know what I'm saying?
You mean like a stack of like egg cartons and you're just like going like this?
Yeah.
I think with any heist, there comes some casualties. Some little baby chicks weren't going to hatch anymore because of how dangerous the heist was.
Retro Nook, welcome to Ban World. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here. Yeah, guys, we got like the new people coming in here. Make sure you guys look to joining the Discord. $10 a month. I'm telling you, if you're not already in the LCU, it is a great time. Trust me.
Han Solo 989 said Beans is the most normal young person who is part of the lolcow. Big ups.
Hey.
I'm glad you think I'm normal. I'm sure you're
She's
not in
not.
the Discord. I'm sure you're not in the Discord because absolutely not. I think I was a little out there, to say the least, on last night's episode of lolcow test. I think I was a little mean. Little mean beans came out last night.
Terrible.
But I do appreciate it. So
real quick, Zero Dead said large white eggs 30 count here in Canada is $11.
oh heck no.
It's wild, bro.
I might reach out to those people and try to get some eggs on the DL.
I got these eggs, bro.
I need my omelet. So moving on, the CIA offers buyouts amid government downsizing efforts. So the CIA has offered voluntary buyouts to its entire workforce as part of the President Trump's push to downside government agencies. Interesting.
It sounded like you said President Trump's bush. We need to get into
Family
President
Channel.
Trump's bush to find these eggs.
I'm sure that's where they're hiding them. I think it could be an inside job.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm sorry, Beans. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. President Trump's push to downsize government agencies. So employees have until February 6th, 2025, so that is until tomorrow, to accept the offer, which includes about 8 months' salary and benefits in exchange for resigning. That kind of sounds like Boogie's attempt of negotiating a, what was it?
Severance
The way that he put
package.
it?
Severance
A
package.
severance package,
It was
exactly.
the highest grossing month in a calendar year, and then the rest of the money that they make for that month. If he quits too, I got to give him that. They got that in there as well. So big
That's
up.
interesting.
I don't see them ever leaving that show. I just don't. I think Wings refusing to do things as content because Keem can turn that into content. But yeah, no, I think they're all in this for the long haul. And I truly am surprised Wings does continue to stream, but that's another topic. Continue, ma'am.
Okay, so the potential impact on national security, a mass exodus of experienced intelligence officers could weaken intelligence gathering and analysis. This could leave... I'm having a moment, guys. I'm having a moment. I think the Trump's push really threw me off. So could leave gaps in... Yes, sir?
Breaking news in the sports world. Bucks are trading for Kyle Kuzma. They're sending Chris Middleton to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma.
How do you feel about that?
What are we doing? Like, I don't get that, but we'll talk about it in the sports section. Continue, ma'am. I apologize.
Okie dokie. So, the legal and political concerns with this, downsizing government agencies at this scale could face legal challenges under federal spending laws. We did mention before that a lot of people are worried about spending, especially with Stargate and other things that Trump has his eye on. Broader implications for government agencies. So other federal agencies may also face similar buyouts and downsizing efforts. This could impact employee morale across all federal agencies, leading to brain drain in key sectors. How do you feel about that, Ken?
I don't know. I mean, when the CIA is getting involved in anything, obviously it's the intelligence, right? So when they're offering buyouts to people, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well. Obviously, in any kind of branch with the new incumbent president coming in and all that, you need experienced people. So when they're trying to get rid of these experienced people, I think there's something else behind it they're not talking about. Because presidents like their own staff, they like their own people in certain positions of power. So I don't know. I think there's something else behind it that we'll never know about. It's weird.
Well, some people may say that doing these buyouts, kind of having people afraid of losing their jobs, it could be two ends of the spectrum. Somebody could be afraid of losing their job, work super duper hard to keep their job, or they could be afraid of losing their job and also just give up. Because if I'm going to lose my job, why do I have to do all this work to begin with?
Yeah.
It's just very, very complicated in that manner. And we did speak. Continue, sir.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. I think they call that quiet quitting.
Yes, sir. So quiet quitting has been a really big thing, especially after COVID. I think everybody was adjusted to working from home or just having like very lenient sort of rules in the workplace because of COVID, the morale around the place. So once companies started cracking down a little bit more. They made drastic changes. There's like, you can't work from home anymore. We want you to up the productivity to 100%. And people realize, like, I'm doing all this work for such little pay. I'm going to do what my job requires of me, because I do believe that there are a lot of people in the workforce who go above and beyond for their company. They
Definitely.
live, breathe, and eat their company, and
Company
they're
men
not
or
really
company women, yeah.
exactly. So I do believe that that is a thing that could happen. Just a lot of quiet quitting, and we have talked about that with the plane crashes that have been happening. They got rid of a whole bunch of people, I believe, last year or in the beginning of this year because of some stuff that was happening.
Yeah, the
And
FAA
now we
did,
have, and now we have all these plane crashes happening because there's not enough people in air traffic control to really make things safe anymore. So we'll see how that impacts the people.
I wanted to ask
So
you, before we move on,
Sure. Mhm.
what do you think about Billy's conspiracy theory?
Could you refresh my memory on Billy's conspiracy theory?
We had all these drones on the East Coast.
Mhm.
They're gone. It wasn't the enemy. A day or two right after that was done, 2 helicopter crashes involving the military and civilian aircraft. And there was another one that almost happened that they were able to divert. So within a week of the drones are not the enemy, it's just people. 2, almost 3 crashes in aviation. Do you think there's any togetherness on that one?
Any correlation?
Yeah.
I think conspiracy theories are a very slippery slope, especially when there's just too many pieces that kind of align just because of circumstance.
Yeah.
So the fact that a lot of these crafts were some sort of military craft can definitely make people feel that way. I'm starting to kind of go down the deep hole of conspiracy theory because the first plane crash happened because of a military helicopter. There was one crash that was, do you remember what type of aircraft it was? I do know it was military, I just don't remember which one.
All I remember is Rochelle just got welcome to Band World. Thank you, Rochelle. We appreciate you, ma'am. It was a Black Hawk.
Yeah, a Black Hawk. So having drones, which first people thought it was aliens, some people still do, then people thinking that it's military involvement because of the multiple threats of war going on in the world, and the lost missile or something of the sort. And then military aircrafts are affected. It's wild.
It is.
So how do you feel about it, actually?
I think with every conspiracy theory, there is some validity to it just because, people can kind of correlate the two and how it did happen. Obviously, human beings have wild imaginations. So I think conspiracy theories are kind of like the telephone game. The more you tell people, the more others tell people, it's get built upon and built upon and built upon. Then you're just kind of out of touch with what the original idea was. I think that there could be some correlation, but if it's not very convenient that this is just happening the way it is, and it's just interesting, the timeline of events, if you take a look at it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
So we're going to move on to the U.S. Postal Service suspends incoming packages from China, Hong Kong.
Can I say one more
So
thing?
in summary, yes, sir.
Mr. Seek in chat says they still see them in New Jersey.
Interesting.
Okay. Sorry,
I know
man.
there was somebody. No. There was somebody last night on Locale Test. They were sorry, somebody started talking about Grimm, and I was like, oh, Grim? My ears perked up. Somebody on Locale Test was actually proposing an idea for Locale Conspiracy, a whole show about conspiracy theories. And they were talking about that. They were saying how the drones are moving from, I believe, the East Coast to the West Coast. So that is a very interesting thing that they could touch upon. I think the idea of Locale Conspiracy theory could be very big. Especially in this community. Keemstar loves conspiracy theories. A whole bunch of viewers love conspiracy theories. And I believe there's a lot of people. Did you just put a poll that says, does Ken need a haircut? At this point, what hair do you have to cut, sir? At this point, you're just gonna have to go bald, and people are gonna think that's a punishment.
All right, continue. Sorry. So here's the thing, right? Real quick. Whenever I do this real quick, doesn't this look jazzy? Well, so whenever like I wake up, because obviously do I dye my hair? No, I do not. So whenever I take a shower at night and I go to bed and I wake up, if like this part of the hair like starts to like stick up, like it's saying hi, that's when I know it's almost time for me to get a haircut. So I don't know. And then the beard is the beard. I really want the wings, like the wings here. I really want that. But I'm sorry. The wings. So like, remember in The Sopranos, Paulie Walnuts, he had the wings. I would love to have that. I would love it.
So actually, one of the members in our docket, I was just going to go into the U.S. Postal Service suspends incoming packages from China, Hong Kong, and there was actually an update that says Postal Service to resume accepting China shipments. So let's go into the update because I don't want to give any false information. The U.S. Postal Service has agreed to resume accepting shipments from China less than 12 hours after announcing it would stop doing so. Effective February 5th, 2025, the Postal Service will continue accepting all international inbound mail and packages from China and Hong Kong posts. So I believe that if we stopped accepting packages from those places, it would be turmoil. I do know that there's a lot of people that love shopping in, let's just say, Temu, Shein. I heard that not Ken, Jesus Christ, you're on my brain because I see you so much throughout the day.
How can you forget this face, Beans? How can you forget this face?
Especially if I have like a cup with your face on it, I'll just be like, Ken, he's everywhere.
I know, right?
So Brantley likes to shop at Shein, and I don't agree with fast fashion, I do understand.
I don't agree with fast fashion.
So Brantley loves to shop at Shein, and I don't agree with fast fashion.
Oh my God!
What?
Becky's in chat. Good morning, Becky. I'm glad you made it to a show. We appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you. If you want to hop in and chat for a little bit, feel free. Just come on in.
Yeah, I was about to mention she did say that she would like to hop on and say hello. That would be very lovely, especially on this fine morning. So yeah, a lot of people like to shop at those areas, and I don't know how people would be worried about now having.
Don't mind if I do.
Good morning,
Hi,
Miss Becky.
sorry. How are you guys?
Doing well. How are you? There's an echo, by the way.
Oh, all right. Let me fix that. Give me 1 second.
So now, China shipping to the U.S. Obviously, Temu, Best Buy, not Best Buy. Sorry, eBay. eBay's a big one that to get things from China.
It should be better. Is there still an echo?
Hello. Nah, we're good now. Beautiful.
Okay.
So how was your evening, ma'am?
It was good, and I just woke up and got a text from Keem reminding me that I've never been on this show, and I actually happen to be awake at this time, so I thought, why not?
Hey,
So,
well, welcome to Cafe.
Yeah, I'm really just waking up. I have my protein coffee.
Hey,
So,
that's what you're drinking this morning then. Awesome, awesome.
yeah.
So, just so y'all know, or this is a chill. We don't argue. We don't yell. Just a nice, calm way to wake up in the morning. So,
Thank you for the gentle, calm reminder.
yes, ma'am. For people in chat, Becky knows I'm married. There's no hitting on me. That's not going to happen. So, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, chat. But,
Here, I'll turn my volume down, chat. I hear you guys.
Sorry.
I love all the warnings and caveats before I come on. So what if you
Sorry.
It's funny. No, it's true. I mean, I am going to be creating some chaos, but I'm more of a nighttime person. So in the morning, you're okay.
We respect it. We respect it.
That makes sense. I know that you have a lot of cats, Becky. How do you feel about this international news? Apparently, Scotland are preparing to ban cats.
What? Like from bringing cats in or having cats, period?
Okay, so let me go into the summary. It says that Scotland has denied rumors that it plans to ban cat ownership after Wildlife Commission suggests restrictions to protect bird populations. The controversy arose after the Scottish Animal Welfare Commission proposed measures to address the impact of free-roaming cats on native wildlife. However, officials clarified that there are no active plans to ban cats, and any discussions are purely advisory at this stage. The suggestion sparked debate among animal lovers and conservationists. Yes, sir. I think I might be having a migraine. If you guys don't know, I do have migraines every once in a while. If I start yawning a lot, or if I start really stuttering or stumbling on my words, I might be getting a migraine later on. So hopefully not.
It's because you're bored of me, Beans. Let's be honest. You're just bored of me.
I think it's mostly Grim. I think Grim gives me a migraine every once in a while.
Yeah, well, that's the job.
So reasons for this proposal: concerns over free roaming cats hunting native bird populations and small mammals. How would you feel, Becky, if there was a ban on cats in your area?
I would be devastated, but I actually agree with a lot of the concerns. I don't really like having domestic cats be outdoors. I know in the UK and stuff that's way more common than here, but it really does wreak havoc on the natural wildlife. So I actually agree with that. And it's also really expensive for cat owners, all the vet bills and everything. Also, side note, I'm so impressed that you had a story ready to go that actually works with me. Hey.
Beans on top of her game. Beans is on top of it.
Real.
Retro with the gifted. Appreciate you, Retro. Thank you for that.
Hey, they're saying my voice is still loud. I don't know. I'm turning it lower. But if you guys are just trolling me because you don't want to hear me, I'm watching your names. Okay.
You actually sound good here.
I sound okay now. I just lowered it a lot. So, yeah, if there was a ban on cat ownership, I'd be very sad. Cats are everything to me. Do you have a cat, Ken?
I have two.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are they long hair, short hair?
So one is a tortie. She's my little 15-year-old. Her name's Fancy. She's my tripod. Yeah, I got her when I got back from deployment. She's been with me through thick and thin. She ended up with cancer in one of her back paws, so we had to have her leg removed, unfortunately. But she bounced back. She's awesome. She's always with me. I put pictures of her in the Discord, and then my other cat is Kratos. He is a mud of a cat. He is an asshole. He likes to tear things up. So he lives and dies by his name of Kratos.
So a little chaos cat.
Definitely. So yeah, I think he's like 4 years old now. So he's in it to win it.
Oh, wow. How does the older cat deal with Kratos?
So believe it or not, Kratos really doesn't mess with her too much. We do keep him separated whenever they try and sleep because he may try and play with her or whatever while she's trying to sleep with her being older. So we keep them separate for that. But like during the day, they're fine.
Do you have any pets, Beans?
So I do live with some other family members, and it's technically their pet, but I've grown a little bit attached to him. So we have a small little Frenchie named Coco. He was named that because my niece, they got the dog when she was around maybe less than a year old, and the only word she knew how to say at the time was Coco because of Coco Melon. So yeah, I hold Coco very near and dear to my heart, even though at first I thought he was very, very ugly. I'm sorry for all you Frenchie lovers out there.
Definitely. There is some breaking news that literally just came out like 2 minutes ago. Evidently, Argentina is going to be pulling out of the World Health Organization.
Oh,
So,
really?
yep, they have announced that it will be pulling out of the WHO, mirroring a similar move by President Trump. President Javier Milei instructed Foreign Minister Gerardo Worthing, I can't say that, sorry, to withdraw from Argentinians' participation in the World Health Organization. Presidential spokesperson Manuel Adoming said at a news conference on Wednesday, "We Argentinians will not allow an international organization to interfere in our sovereignty, much less in our health." So that is definitely interesting. Let me pull that up real quick. Get the ad out of here. Yeah, so it's interesting that a lot of countries are starting to kind of do the same thing Trump is. I know he's kind of laid the groundwork for what he wants to do for the U.S., getting out of some of the international pacts that he's in and trying to put America first by depleting a lot of foreign aid. So with El Salvador saying that they would take all of the illegals and criminals, being kind of an ally in a different sense to the U.S., it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, speaking of outbreak, I think there's an outbreak of a smackdown happening in the LCU. Becky, I know that you're one of the night shows in the LCU. How do you feel about... Sorry, let me pull it up real quick. How do you feel about LolCal Tech Talk and their disagreement with their time slot?
I think they're stepping on a few toes and punching above their weight class right now. I don't know why they're trying to compete with Rewind. I think that's a terrible idea. And I know they say it's a separate audience, but I do sit in a lot of the chats throughout the day. And I've checked in on Tech Talk before, and I recognize a lot of the names in there. They're just people who are kind of sitting there waiting for the next show. So I don't think it would be the best idea for them, but I am super curious to see what happens tonight because I believe we're sending them the redirect tonight. So
it will be.
We'll see what they can keep.
So I know whenever... Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
So whenever, I guess, Queens and Mafia Milkers initially had the same time stream, right? There was the two live on airs created because that kind of created a lot of confusion for people. Do you think that's going to be a thing going forward? Like we're going to have so many shows we need to go on at the same time to like fight for a slot? Because it kind of seems like, LolCal Battlegrounds is about to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should have LolCal Thunderdome.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be. I think if anything, maybe it would just hurry came along to condensing the shows to an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. That way there's room for all of us. But also for the shows that are already established, aside from the fact that I do think Tech Talk shares more viewership than they've admitted to themselves, I don't know how much the time slots really do matter anymore because it seems like for the established shows, no matter what redirect is sent their way, we tend to keep around the same numbers now. Yeah, and I know for Queens, since we've been bounced around all over the place, it doesn't seem to matter what time of day we go on. We seem to average around the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, y'all consistently hold between 3,000 and 4,000 viewers consistently. Yeah. And obviously, if there's controversy and all that, you'll go up. But you have your core audience that watches you for you. So I have noticed that because I think when y'all went on at midnight one time, you still had 3,000 viewers. I was like, well, what are you going to do?
We still had 3,500, which I'm so thankful for. That blows my mind.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think maybe for the other shows that are kind of just catching people flowing by, waiting till the next show, they might be more impacted. Because like when us and Mafia Milkers went on at the same time, it really hit Mafia Milkers pretty hard.
Yeah. So. Their history's a little, not saying flaky, just a little different compared to everybody else. So, Ms. Beans, what was your question? I interrupted you.
Actually forgot.
Beautiful. So,
But I did want to mention some breaking news in the Discord. If you're not part of Discord, remember to get a Cash Cow membership that is $10 or above. If you're gifted a membership today, you can always upgrade for an extra $5, which is half the price. So I believe that actually Joel the Tank Guy is getting banned off of the Discord.
Really?
No.
Joel?
Yeah, Joel the Tank Guy is getting banned off of the Discord, I believe, because you know that there is a issue that we're having with people being friends with, I believe, with links.
Oh.
If you're friends with links, I believe that we are putting a stop to that because there have been issues with people getting doxxed or harassed of things of that nature. So I believe that somebody caught Joel in Lynx's Discord or maybe like talking to her, and they're really smacking down the hammer on people today.
Definitely, yeah. So from a mod's perspective, you know, we obviously I'm not going to say too much, but for the betterment of the community and the betterment of everyone just here, it's just better for everybody just to kind of cut ties with certain people. You know, we're not going to say names, but it's just better for everybody, and we hope everyone understands this, and just trust me. That's all I'm going to say. Just please trust me.
Hi, Cats.
Hey, who's that?
Alice, but she was
Alice.
just in the box. Oh my God.
So she was just in Wonderland, evidently, huh?
That was a stink bomb. I can't believe I just kissed her. Oh my God. Anyway.
Good job, Becky.
Jeez.
So
I wanted to say with what you were saying, yeah, I definitely think that's a good thing because I feel like she's really been trying to come back into the community more. Like it's definitely good to stay away. I got doxxed even when she was on our show, and it was because of her people who hang out at her servers. So I would not talk to them if you could at all avoid it. It's not really a safe place to be.
definitely. So one thing I wanted to ask, since you're kind of off Queens and in the more chill environment,
Yes.
as far as Mafia Milkers kind of goes, I know that they were created to go head to head with you. That was the sole goal, to go head to head with you, because obviously Savage and Tina have their beef. That was going to be the backbone, and then obviously branch off. So with Michael going to Milkers, almost like he has a foot in both camps, because if he's going to be behind Shy with the 6874, thank you, Shy. Shy's an amazing human being supporting all the shows. We appreciate you. Thank you. But with Michael having his foot in both camps for two shows that are supposed to fight, how do you think that'll play out? And what do you kind of see is going to happen with Milkers now?
For some reason, I'm still not fully convinced that that's true. I guess it is. Maybe I'm just in denial. I don't know. But I never know what's real around here and what isn't. But if it is true and he does go over there and both shows are going head to head, that will be nuts, because our episodes aren't scripted, but Michael does have ideas for our show. And I feel like he would definitely tell us one set of things and tell them another set. And it would be completely chaotic. It could be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Say.
Definitely. I always said there's a difference in scripted and organized, because you have to have some form of organization. Because, like for here, like we're a 2-hour morning show, right? Our docket is our organization, but it's not like, all right, Beans, you say A, B, and C, then I'm going to say E, D, and F, whatever you want to, you know what I mean? It's different. But Zay Zooted kind of brought a new life to Mafia Milkers, I think. That's just me. How do you think she's going to fare with the new Mafia Milkers, just with her personality? I know y'all have bumped heads, but do you think she'll be a good influence on Mafia Milkers?
Well, she seems to want to take control, which no one else there really has up until this point, once Savage was gone. So that could be good. My only issue with her the last time she tried to take charge is I just felt she wasn't very respectful about it to the people who had been on the show already. I felt like she kind of really grabbed the bull by the horns, and there's nicer ways to do that. But that was her choice. If she sticks around longer, it could be good. I find her kind of a little bland, but that's for right now. That's for right now. She hasn't had time to show her personality yet. And I do know from the one time she came on Queens, she works really hard. Like her docket work was really good. And I became a big fan of her after that. So it's just her on-air personality I'm not too sure of yet.
Definitely. Got you.
Oh, speaking of Savage, I know that she did pop in.
You're echoing again, Becky.
Echo.
Me? All right, let me fix that. It's weird. I always have to reset my Discord settings to fix it, but I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am.
Problem. While she does that, let's read a little bit of comments in the chat. So some people say I can. Excuse me?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that some people say I can see why WWE fans would like Queens. It's that scripted beef, not for me personally. Cringe boomer, poop. They said the S word, but I said poop.
And then Miss Sid said she would watch the Becky show. So. You're muted. Good job, Becky. Great job. This is the queens we need right here, Becky. This is the heart and soul of beans. Echoes, muted mics. This is just beautiful. Thank you, Becky.
I swear to God, if there's any sound engineers out there, please, I need your help. Is the echo gone, by the way?
Yes, ma'am. We're good now.
I don't know why Discord does that. Script. So first of all, we were just working on getting that show set up today, which I'm really excited about. So I don't think it would launch until like March maybe, but still I'm really excited that it's moving forward because you guys see one side of me with Tina, and as you could tell in different environments, I'm very different depending on what people bring out of me. So I'm really excited and a little nervous too, honestly, to see how it'll go on my own, because that's a lot of weight to carry, but I'm so stoked for it. And by the way, I heard the scripted beef comment. We're not all scripted beef. We're not. Like, even just yesterday's show with Tina, I was kind of hitting below the belt. I was really getting her. Like, it happens. We really, really get to each other.
Definitely.
Exactly. I was just going to mention how we haven't heard from Savage for so long, and she actually appeared on yesterday's show to kind of double down on, punching at Tina. How do you feel about that?
That's actually a really good question because it's one of the areas where I disagree with Keem. So, one of the reasons I didn't really want Mafia Milkers to succeed before was because of Savage and her history with Tina. And so I was very loyal to Tina with that. If Savage isn't part of the new show, then I don't really mind if they succeed or don't succeed. I mean, heck, it's more content for us to be able to argue back and forth. Her being brought on yesterday, Tina really does not like that because things have gone IRL between the two of them, that's why it like crosses a certain line. And that's why I really felt like it was kind of inappropriate bringing Savage around considering what their past was. But so I know that really upset Tina on the show yesterday, and that's why she left, because she has set a firm line that she does not want to be around Savage at all. So I feel mixed about it. I don't think it was fair to Tina, but since I was arguing with Tina, I rolled with it.
Yep, definitely. I did have one question. What is your opinion of Yo Mama?
Oh my God. At first I liked him because of all the trouble he caused and that he could handle so many people at once, right? I'm sympathetic to people who can be dogpiled and get through it. Now, not a fan at all. As I've gotten to see him more, I see he's very much just full of hot air. He gets his facts wrong all the time. That's another thing I can't stand. If you're going to argue with people, like actually make sure what you're saying is right. Don't spread misinformation. I also think he's a backstabber, which I'm not a fan of. He went ahead and just leaked DMs I had with him because I stopped paying him attention. Not really a cool thing to do. You're breaking the YouTuber code.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that was kind of uncalled for, if you ask me.
What do you think about him? Both of you.
So one thing I will say for Yo Mama is I feel like the one time he went toe-to-toe with a man in the LCU was Billy, and he got annihilated. now all he does is go on predominantly women's shows.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've noticed that. So, I mean,
Hmm.
as far as like person to person, I mean, I don't have a beef with him because I've never really interacted with him. But I mean, at the same time, this is just my observations. Like it's man to man. It's kind of a little hard to respect somebody that only goes after women.
The other
that's me.
Yeah, the other quick thing I disliked about him too is kind of the shade he throws at Keem. Like when he says, oh, if he were to work with Keem, he would demand 75% of a show and a Tesla and whatever other BS he says.
Stop,
and
bro.
I just think it's so beyond arrogant and stupid to say something like that. So that just instantly, that makes me question his judgment as a whole. What do you have any opinions on him, Beans?
So actually yesterday after our show, I went into the Discord and he was there arguing with Xylee. And I was flabbergasted because he's usually like a night person either way. Yeah. And he was arguing with Xylee about Xylee was arguing with him because he kept calling her a hypocrite because of all the Mike situation. We won't get into that. But he did talk about Xylee and how she made a video about Dr. Disrespect and how that's hypocritical that she is not more critical of Mike in this universe. I do believe that Xylee is very critical of Mike. She's critical of everybody. That's kind of Xylee's personality. But we love her all the same. I think he just wants to punch at anybody to see who's going to punch back. He wants the attention.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's especially Xylee. It's very unfair to hold that against her because she voted against bringing Mike back. So she really should be cleared of anything. But also, I think it's very hypocritical of Yo Mama. If he thinks that people shouldn't associate with Mike, then why does Yo Mama keep coming on lolcow shows? Little hypocritical.
Yep. I think
that's what a lot of people were mentioning in the Discord. I'm sorry, Ken, but let me finish this one point. A lot of people were saying that about Yo Mama. He's in the Discord. How are you in the Discord? You pay $10 or up to get into the Discord. That means you're supporting these shows. That means that you're kind of in this as well. Even though you might not be supporting lolcow queens directly, you're still supporting the LCU, because he's basically saying that everybody in the LCU is kind of part of it, even though that's not the case. For example, me and Ken, we don't interact with Mike whatsoever. But yeah, he's very hypocritical because he keeps talking about it. He keeps bringing it up. He's in the Discord. Sometimes he likes to jump on queens. He's a very iffy guy in my book.
He also recently was on Mafia Milkers right before they went down. So that was after that whole scandalous situation. So he's still actually appearing on shows and being visually associated with them. So I guess it's okay as long as he's doing it for an audience. Even, I guess, his morals don't count then, rules for thee and not for me sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, my observations are he goes on women's shows and he attacks. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. That's it, though. Oh, man. Well, we appreciate you, Miss Becky. It was awesome having you. I do have one more question for you before you go, though.
Yeah.
Can you drop any hints of what the Becky show is going to be?
Oh, my gosh. Probably what everyone in this audience hates, which will be probably causing a lot of chaos. A lot of chaos.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
I might be sharing it with the audience, deciding who I'm going to go after next, putting together my evil plans.
Just stirring the pot, right? Just stirring it.
It's my favorite hobby. Besides sleeping, that's my favorite hobby. If I'm awake, I'm stirring the pot. So
definitely. Cool. Well, we appreciate you coming on, ma'am. Always a pleasure to have you. Well,
thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
That was nice having Becky on the show, getting a different side of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat were talking about that, how they may not like Becky on her own show on
Queens.
I'm getting all the shows mixed up. Queens. People may not like Becky on Queens, but they do like whenever she appears on other shows other than lolcow Live, because usually when she appears on lolcow Live, she's arguing with GameStar. but other shows apart from those two, she's a very likable person. At least I think so. She's a lot more chill. She's very nice. She's a sweet girl. I say girl as if she's not older than me. But yeah, you get to see a different side of Becky, and that's what I appreciate. I used to be like a lot of other people in the Discord. I used to be a Becky hater just because of the personification that she puts out on her show. But whenever we were going to do Lolcow Court, rest in peace, whenever we were going to do that show and our first case was going to be on Becky, I had to basically dive myself into that world of all Becky. I learned about her other shows. I learned about why she might be acting the way that she is. And it gave me a lot more, just a different insight on who Becky is and kind of that dichotomy of her personality. And I became somebody who actually enjoys Becky as a person.
No, I got you. Yeah. So the way I see it is, as far as Queens goes, there's a character that's played. And, I know everyone says that this is the real Becky. You're seeing the real Becky. That may be the real Becky, right? But I think coming on here in a calming and relaxing environment just kind of shows a different side of people. You know what I mean? And even when Keem's on here, he's not yelling and screaming and all that. He's very cool and he's calm and he's chill. Because this is the coolest, the calmest, and the chillest show in the LCU. So we tend to bring that out of people, But
So I do see Dirty Dalish in the chat calling Becky likable after what she did is crazy. So like I said, whenever she's on shows, not really. I don't like that side of Becky. Just the one-on-one Becky. Whenever we've talked together, I do feel like she's a very nice person. I'm very much the type of person that gives people the benefit of the doubt, and that is my own fault. If you don't do anything to me and I don't see that you do anything that's absolutely heinous, then I do give people the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like reading
No,
chat.
you're
and trying
good.
to see,
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
you're
people's
fine. You're
doing.
fine. But yeah, so we got about what 25 minutes left. So if anyone wants to hop in, have a chat with us or anything, hop into members waiting. Ms. Beans, if you don't mind keeping track of that, I'd appreciate it, ma'am.
Mhm. Let me pull that up.
But yeah, so with the whole Billy versus Rich thing, I believe Rich went on. Good job, Ken. I believe Rich went on Rewind yesterday, and let's see if we got a video clip of that so we can talk about it. We brought up a little bit with Becky. Oh, never mind. Evidently, the video was either removed or edited. So cool. But anyways, yeah. So Billy and Rich were kind of arguing about the 10 o'clock time slot. And people are saying, they're two different shows. People are saying that, they have two different audiences. I don't really believe that, personally. Yeah, I mean, Tech Talk is solely about technology. And, obviously the Switch 2 is almost all they talk about. But then you have Rewind, which is the recap of all the shows. I know Wing said that he thinks Rewind will be better in the 4 to 6 time slot. I don't think that, because it's one of those things where, just like with Court, you need to jump on when the iron is hot. And that's kind of one other thing we dropped the ball on, is not having it immediately. So having Rewind in that 10 o'clock slot after the two main shows, or, 3 shows if you include Mafia Milkers or whatever, they can recap it instantly, and then hosts can go on there and talk, answer questions. Fans can come into Rewind and talk to them about it, if they didn't have a chance to go on the main show and talk. So I think it's a nice, like, after party type of show, right? Kind of like the other show I was on, the after show, when we would, go live after other shows. But, that's neither here nor there. But I like their time slot at 10 to 12, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. I kind of like that time slot. What about you? What do you think, ma'am?
It's very complicated, to say the least. I think things will be a little bit more organized, a little bit more scheduled correctly whenever we cut down show times. So what I told, I believe, I don't remember if I told Keemstar directly, but I remember I told this to somebody. I said the only shows that I believe, in my opinion, that should be longer than an hour and a half is either Cafe or Rewind. Because we both cover a vast majority of topics. Sometimes we review a lot of things that could take up more time. We have guests on, things of that nature. So those are the two shows that I think that should have a longer time slot. But the other shows should be maybe an hour and a half, because as it goes on, it kind of dulls down a little bit, or they don't really know what to talk about. So that's just my opinion. The time slots, however, it just makes sense to have Rewind at the end of the day, right? Because they're reviewing everything that's happened in the other shows of that day.
Yep.
I do remember that some people were saying that Rewind should be on from 12 to 2. Well, that's currently a test time slot. And just to give people a little bit more insight, Grimm, he changed his in real life work schedule in order to kind of be able to do 12 to 2. So these people that their whole lives is online content, basically, they have a lot more leeway than us little people who probably have real jobs, who dedicate their time to other things, and we just happen to stumble upon the LCU universe. I think it's very unfair for people who do this for a long time and dedicate themselves to it and have all the time in the world to sit at home. I know this sounds horrible the way that I'm putting it, but to sit at home and to do content. They should be a lot more flexible with the scheduling than us tiny people. And I know a lot of people are probably going to chime in and say, well, if you're not going to dedicate yourself completely to LCU, you shouldn't be in the LCU. But I believe that the LCU, the charm about it is that we're kind of finding new people that may have not been creators in a different universe or dimension. We're taking those people and we're building them to be those big creators or just big personalities, giving people something different on the screen than what they're used to. Because now we have the Jacksepticeye's of the world, the Markipliers of the world, we have the big drama channels. Sometimes that gets a little old, or like the personality is already solidified. I think seeing these people kind of grow as creators, like my first episode on Test, I was hella shy. I barely wanted to speak. I was stuttering, I was stumbling, and it just wasn't a good show in the beginning, but as it progressed, it became a great show.
Yep.
And my first day here on Cafe, I believe that we had great chemistry, but who I was as a creator or who I was as a host was just not there yet. And it isn't to its max potential, right? So as time goes on, I'm growing with my audience. I'm growing with the community. And people get to see that. And I think that's one of the biggest things about the LCU that I appreciate. So these bigger creators, I do believe they should be more flexible because they do have the reach and the pull to grow their audience, or they already have an established audience. Jay, for example, he has a huge audience. Him and RTU.
Yep.
They're already pulling in thousands and thousands of people
they're killing
into
it.
their show.
They are killing it.
Exactly. They're killing it. But people like us, we might have like a very small viewership, but it grows over time. We had a one day where we reached $400 in super chats, which for me, that's amazing because we're not established people. So just asking someone like Grimm, who has made so many sacrifices to have the show that he's on right now, I think we should be a little bit kinder and give him that time spot. I don't care what you do for everything else. Just make sure that you're being very accommodating to the smaller creators, and that's all I have to say.
I love that, Beans. That was beautiful. Thank you. W's in the chat for Beans, guys. That was beautiful monologue. Justin Masters with the $10, showing up to the party late. Is that a Chris Chan shirt, Beans?
I don't believe so, but we can say it is if it makes you happy.
RKO Glorious with the 2. Remember to hit that like button. Yes, guys, please hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate it. And, we're definitely trying to grow. This is, I believe, the 7th or 8th show of Cafe. Because I know I had Miss Hayes, Wonder Woman, and all that. Then Miss Beans came in, I think, on the 3rd show. And then it's been me and her ever since. So time flies when you're having fun, Beans. But yeah, just kind of to piggyback off what you were saying, time slots is going to be that interesting thing. That's why when I initially pitched this, it was a morning show because there was literally no morning shows whatsoever. And we were originally on at 9 o'clock. We did a poll. The fans, it was overwhelmingly in favor of 10 o'clock. So we moved to 10 o'clock because the fans wanted it. I do like it, get an extra hour of sleep from my little nighttime part-time job. And, Miss Beans with her work schedule, it fits very nicely. So as more shows come on, we're going to be looking at people coming into the morning, the late morning, or the early morning. So we're going to need to figure this out. I know they were saying after Fat Camp, we're going to go to every other day, which is cool. I don't know if we'll go to every other day. I mean, whatever the plan is, the plan is. I don't mind doing this every day for a couple hours. You know what I mean? So we'll see and plus we're a different type of show, so we'll see what Boss Man has in store for us all. But, holding 300 viewers or 291, Miss Becky came in, gave us some viewership. We definitely appreciate that. We appreciate everybody sticking to us or sticking in here with us. We're on here Monday through Saturday from 10 to 12. So nice, calming and relaxing morning show to bring in the day. We greatly appreciate you guys, for sticking around and all that. We're kind of a different show than Rewind. I know people like to say we're like Rewind, but a little slower. So the idea, world news, drinking coffee, simple concept. So obviously we'll talk about the LCU. Some stuff comes up, but again, the whole idea was not to copy Rewind, just be a little bit different than Rewind. Everybody in here giving us kudos, guys. We really do appreciate you. Everyone in the chat, if you want to consider becoming a member, helping us out, we're going to go to members only chat sometimes. We're a new show trying to, get our footing, get established, band world up to crown. We appreciate everybody and, all the donos we've got. And we do appreciate everyone being here. Obviously, if you're not in the Discord, the $10 a month membership will get you in the Discord. I'm a moderator, so I'll make sure it's a cool, calm, and chill experience as much as I can. So, you get to be in there with all the other hosts, not just us. So everybody's appreciated here at Locale Cafe. So let me go into sports just a little bit. So we were talking about the Kyle Kuzma and Chris Middleton trade. I don't know what the Bucks were thinking doing that. Chris Middleton was their closer. I know he was hurt. I know he had some other issues. I know Kyle Kuzma wanted out of the Wizards because they're just tanking. I don't know if they're going to make Chris Middleton the guy at the Wizards now and try and build around him because he was Giannis's number 2 for a very long time. We'll kind of see what happens there. Everyone knows about the Lakers and Luka with the AD trade. Again, I'm starting to come around to it more and more. I see what it is. Neon, thank you, sir. I appreciate the support, sir. Neon's been an awesome supporter of me for a very long time. Thank you. I get what they're trying to do. Lakers with that awesome W last night with Luka in the crowd and Dallas losing to the 76ers with AD there. I ain't saying it, but I'm saying it. I definitely think Lakers fleeced this. Lakers did an amazing job with this trade. LeBron definitely saying, if I wanted out, I would have, waived my no trade clause and would have got up out of here. So I think he's in it for the long haul. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I really, really do. For baseball news, for those that like baseball, Yankees owner Hal Steinbrenner says it's difficult for the owners to match the Dodgers spending. So Wings was talking about that last night a little bit with Sporks when Big Meek was on there. I believe it was Big Meek. I'm bad with names, but there's no salary cap in the MLB. I think they said the Dodgers have over $1 billion in just salary for players. So, Yankees chairman Al responded to the Dodgers' run of recent signings, which has pushed them to a projected 2025 payroll upward of, for just that year alone, being $375 million. In an interview with Yes Network's Meredith Marakovitis, I don't know if that's Greek or Russian or something else, but his answer was something you'd expect to hear from a small market team rather than a baseball's financial titan of the past century. Strix, welcome to Band World. We appreciate the support. Thank you so much. So, Miss Beans, for what you know about sports, I know you're not really too much of a sports person, but as far as athletic salaries and athletes, do you think athletes get paid too much?
Athletes get paid a lot, but it's very complicated because they are paid not only for their entertainment aspect, but also because they're putting kind of their bodies on the line, right?
Is there sirens?
So, yes. They're coming for my takes. I think I have very controversial takes or something. But not only are they an entertainers nowadays, they earn a lot of money, but also they're putting their bodies on the line. Remember, you're only going to have to do this for a limited amount of time. There's a lot of wear and tear that goes into doing all these sports, right? And you never know what damage you could do to your body that will just take you out of the game completely. I do believe that they are paid an extravagant amount. I do believe personally, our scientists, our teachers, our very important people of society should be paid a lot more than they are currently. But I do understand why they're paid so much. And I also know that there is a big agreement when it comes to these women in sports and men in sports. Could you talk about that a little bit more? Because I know that you know a lot more about that. Let's just say the WNBA and the regular.
So first and foremost, Epic Brady with the $4.99. Yeah, my Brewers are screwed. Sorry, bro. So right now, the WNBA, it's definitely growing. And I have to say a lot of this is because of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has taken the WNBA by storm. And you have Angela Reese, who is going to be like the main, head-to-head with her. Caitlin Clark was in the All-Star game last year, and she did the three-point contest with Steph Curry. She almost beat Steph Curry, and Steph Curry is regarded as the greatest three-point shooter of all time because he's beaten all the records. So I think that's going to do a massive push for the WNBA. Freedom Tower Studios for $2. I can't wait to see Soto this year to the Mets, or on the Mets. Hopefully Soto does well. But, like Gil's Arena. Gil's Arena is a very predominant basketball podcast. I listen to them quite a bit. They have WNBA players on their podcast, champions and all that. And then they also talk about the WNBA sports. So I think the more men that are prominent figures in basketball are showing love to the WNBA, the more viewership they're going to get. Obviously, salary is nowhere near the same. I mean, because you look at ratings, you look at how much money they make. Right now, it's just not equal. I mean, it's just not. So the salaries are going to be a little bit different. But I do think WNBA is coming up. I do think that, again, like I said, with men covering them, predominant men podcasts and players showing them love, it's going to get more eyes into the WNBA. So that's just kind of my take on it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Remember yesterday when I was talking about Marcus Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
So evidently Marcus Jordan did drop his father's name and said that his father is Michael Jordan.
While he was getting arrested, that's what he did.
Yeah. Let's
You did call it. You did call it.
Let's check this out.
Back behind the wheel.
Why?
How long ago did you realize this going on?
This just happened right now. We thought we were making a right, and I fucking turned onto the train tracks apparently. I'm trying.
But yeah, we're not getting back in the car right now, okay? The reason why, So
do me a favor, keep your hands out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, he got arrested on a DUI and with cocaine possession. So just keep that in mind as we're watching this.
Yeah. Keep your hands out of your pocket.
There's nothing in my pocket.
That's all. I'm gonna pass you down a little bit. Put your hands out there, brother.
Oh, man, throw this thing in reverse.
Well, I've already got concerns for your level of impairment anyways, okay? So that's why.
Why?
Because I can smell alcohol coming from you, and you're on train tracks. Okay? So
Come on, man.
just listen to me. That's why I don't want you back behind the wheel anyways, okay?
I'm fine behind the wheel. I just would like to get my car out of this.
We'll deal with that after this, okay? We'll deal with that after this.
Slurring anything. And
Concerns. You drive a vehicle?
I appreciate your concerns.
Yeah, I don't want
But
you to get
I
hurt.
am not inebriated.
Juliet,
I'm not
635
anything that
550
cannot drive home.
90464.
The thing is,
My job is to keep everybody safe.
I'm not familiar with this area. I made a right.
Delta,
I thought I was making a right onto the highway. I made a right onto the fucking train track.
1012.
Where did you turn at, man?
D Money allegedly. That's what. So when I read the article, that's what he was arrested with. So I was reading the article, but yes, allegedly that's what he had on him according to the article we read.
It's
I wish I could tell you, but
you're way down the train tracks. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you just turn.
we're not
like
way
that.
down the train tracks. We made a right and another right.
I've been letting you know there's no physical possible way in this universe that we can push this car off the train track.
I disagree with that.
Oh, I don't care if you disagree or not. Okay, I'm letting you know.
I mean, I get that, but
we're not
I
getting you back
disagree.
behind the wheel. Okay, not at this moment. Okay, there possibly is a train coming. Okay, so we need to get off these tracks. That is my concern right now for you guys' safety and our own. Okay,
Man, bro.
you can't get the car off, and we're not pushing it.
Yeah. So I guess the clip he didn't drop that he was Michael Jordan's son. Maybe I skipped it because I didn't want to play the whole thing. But yeah, that's he was definitely allegedly on something, and we'll leave it at that. But, oh man, that was a great show, Beans. I always appreciate you as my co-host, guys. It was great for Miss Becky coming in, showing some love to the cafe. You know, as always, any host is always welcome on here. Just hop in and say what's up. Don't need to go into members waiting. Just please do. So, you know, we got nerds coming out here soon. Still waiting to get partnered and verified and all that stuff. So, you know, before we cut out of here, guys, let me know, what are your thoughts on nerds? Do you think it's going to be a successful show? Do you think Glammy is meant to be on nerds? Do you think Leppy and Pharaoh are going to do what they need to do? Ms. Beans, final thoughts for Locale Nerds.
Well, are they still going to do the preview sort of like a pre-recorded video and then posting it on their channel? Or are they going to do a live stream today?
The premiere. So last I heard, they were still waiting to get premiered. I think they're going to hold off, or verified partnered, sorry. I think they're going to hold off on doing premieres because I think Team only wants live streams, if I understood Leppy correctly. Because he had asked me to do redirects for them, which obviously I have no problem. So I guess Nerds is going to be at 12 o'clock. That's going to be their time slot. Maybe it'll be a little bit different because of Becky's show coming in. Because I remember she was saying 12 to 2. And then Nerds will be 2 to 4 for Milkers. I don't know, guys, what's going to happen with the time. But we did get it fixed, so we can do their redirect. But to your point, Miss Beans, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I hope that they do a live stream because I think the kind of gold in that show is how they're going to interact with the audience. So a lot of people are going to bully the nerds. Some of them want to give them swirlies and things of that nature. So just seeing how they interact and how they deal with that sort of, I don't want to call it hate, but hazing, let's just say, would be very interesting.
Definitely, yeah. the banter is going to be unmitigated on different levels. So, we got 16 new members, guys. Thank you for the new memberships. Again, once we get our footing and all that, we're going to do some members only stuff. Cooking with Ken is going to be coming to the members only content. So, I have the tripod and I have a Pixel 9 Pro XL. So, the camera's good on that thing. We're going to be doing, I'm going to be running some polls for the members, throwing some ideas out there for things they want me to cook. I will be, dropping that in there. And, you'll be getting some cooking videos. Obviously, I'm new to this whole pre-recorded game. So if it actually sucks, I do apologize in advance. But hopefully the recipe itself we find fitting. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and close this thing out, Miss Beans. Thank you again to all the new members. We really appreciate you guys showing love on that way. Thank you for all the donators. That was awesome. Thank you to Miss Becky for gracing us with her presence and getting a more calmer side of the intensity that is Miss Becky.
And just remember, audience, Mr. Keemstar himself came in here talking about different shirts that might be in the merch lineup. If you have any ideas, please go into the Discord and just give us a little mention, and we'll be able to see it. And hopefully, your idea or your help would be on our merch.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of the LCU. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.
Good morning, y'all. It's Rise and Shine. Grab your coffee cup. Come spend some time. I know it's early, the start of a new day. No need to worry, it's Local Cafe. Rise and shine, baby, wake and bake. Clear out your mind, baby, just take a break. Local